Alright, and we are back for the next episode of the time loop. And here at a very, very, very wet Nurburgring Grand Prix circuit. Not a very familiar location. Things are starting to run out of those. We've already touched on Monza, Catalunya, now Nurburgring. A couple other ones like Imola. There's still a few more left, but we've exhausted about half of the, previous locations. And so today we are playing as Bedlam. With how much action they've been getting recently in Universe 1, it's only fitting they appear here again. And up ahead we have Danny, starting in 6th, and behind we have a very bizarre individual, but he seems to have a lot of information, that's for sure. He calls himself Burnout, that he's this legend of the past that, is currently stuck in the past, according to him. Not that Bedlam necessarily believes it or even really cares that much, but... Oh, God, the water... Oh, Aston Martin, you're not going very fast. Oh my God. Oh, look. And this, of course, is the first track we've actually visited more than once. Of course, you probably remember that was just here. Racing also in very dangerous and wet conditions. Perhaps it's the same weather cycle going on here. And this Burnout character claims to have more information for us, but that is, of course, assuming we that he can actually trust us with it. So, well, so far I would like to imagine we appear rather trustworthy with how we are just kind of getting through the field despite the weather conditions not being terribly appealing, and neither is this car's handling through here, as, well, I had to say I was doing well, didn't I? Now the car is trying to play, it's trying to play like Need for Speed right now, just swaying back and forth like it's had a few too many bottles of German beer. Bedlam, please. There's no time for a glass of Budweiser. This is the classic puddle from before, as the two Renaults ahead start to duke it out, and I have totally missed that braking area, so I nearly ended the battle right there by piling straight into them. There's a puddle there? Hello? Alright, well. Not only is there a puddle there, I also have to ask how in the name of God the inside car managed to drive through it, seemingly not giving a single care about it. Hopefully these thunderstorm conditions may dissipate and we can actually drive the track. I don't know if my relatively young heart can take much more of this. Especially if night comes before the rain goes away, and Then you won't even be able to see what's going to spin you out, being the puddle. Which after about 8 to 10 minutes of this, probably be one in every single corner. Very ominous lightning going on. However, it is not greased, so don't worry about that. It is, however, very relieving to sight that there are no Z4s in the area to be a pain. I was just focusing on catching up to these rhinos that I wasn't even remembering to actually speak. We're already closing in on nightfall, so hopefully I think the rain is actually mostly done. I don't understand how you guys are holding that line. I go down there and I'm instantly dead. Okay, well you're not going down there very well, clearly. Actually I don't think the rain has stopped at all. I also don't know how they're taking that corner like that. I'd take that like that and I'm all the way in the sand, so. Yeah, and this is why I wanted to go away, because then I could actually see that there, but nope. Okay, the car seems to be going in trying to orientate itself in every direction the track does not go. Yeah, sure, funny, now the rain stops, now that I'm all the way in the stupid grass, cutting the lawn with my German lawnmower. Seems to be like the holy gospel of rain racing is never take the inside line. Because it seems like, at least at this track, every single inside line is lined with water. As we just found out there, with that immediate, like, death of my automobile from hitting one. Why would you move over? That was your fault. The headlights still work. So one had to assume that Bedlam is actually relatively close to where that is/was, seeing as they're going through the same track in basically the same weather multiple times, like, you know, at separate times rather. So that probably can't be all that far from where I am right now. That was expert right there. Apparently I'm being passive through there, yet somehow the AI goes very far away and my car attempts to do the same, but in the wrong direction. Just have a mental pause for a second as I turn into that corner. That's why I almost just went off the road. No, 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 stop. No. Rain, please go away. I'm tired of this. This car isn't nearly as grippy as the Renault. It's big, it's ugly, it has a lot of power, and it does not like your precipitation. It's doing its best possible extreme racing cosplay by having the car slide around through every possible corner. All due to the weight of the vehicle. You can see the superiority of Renaults in these situations because there's two of them in the lead and none of them anywhere else. Okay, I think the rain itself has gone away, but unfortunately the aquatic landmines are still on the inside lines, so you still can't go down there for another like 5 or 6 minutes. Neither in that case are any kind of dry tires still applicable. At least in this case, being near the AI does kind of give me some sort of insight as to when approximately I should do that, because that is one thing that is usually a weakness of mine, is determining when exactly the other tires are the equal or better option. Because of course I'll just probably drive until it feels uncomfortable, but the AI will know exactly when it's more comfortable on dry tires and make the switch as soon as they can. Whereas I will just have to guess based on time and instinct. And admittedly, I wouldn't be all that shocked if we saw maybe a couple of stray AI go into the pits at the end of the next lap. Now that the rain is actually gone, and apparently the weather is supposed to be completely clear in due time. Actually, it is right now, you can see the stars. Just because the sky is clear, though, does not mean that the track is, unfortunately. You can kind of see the part of the track where the road appears to be a different color. That's actually the dry line forming from cars shuffling the water out of off that part of the surface, which actually can make parts of the track not on that line even more dangerous, but will increase traction if you can stay on it. And usually I'm not all that great at staying on it, as you can see as I just go completely off it, because this thing is kind of what you don't want in a race car right now. It's really understeery going in and oversteery going out. You usually want either the other way around or no problems of the variety whatsoever. God, turn! Well, really, in that corner, maybe not turning in isn't such a terrible thing, because then I can at least stay out of the puddle. And now the lap times are getting naturally faster, which kind of represents the fact that the track is getting more dry. Now, it's taking longer than I projected, so it'll probably be really towards the very end of the race if you'll see anybody at all. Or if we'll see anybody, that they will go in then. Because right now, the track, being as dry as it is, being as cold as it is, and there being no sun in the air for the next few minutes, yeah, the water isn't going anywhere very fast. Most of the water dissipating is actually the result of the cars driving over it, not the sun evaporating it. And so, until the sun rises once again, water doesn't go anywhere very fast. Meaning, 5 minutes in is when we'll start to see the water really go away. And this Aston Martin is really feeling himself with no rear wings. He's the guy that accidentally rear-ended. Maybe get it, you're an AI, you can just go through that corner perfectly, you don't make any mistakes. You know what, you can just get off the track. I'm tired of your nonsense. Your car is ugly. It's not Independence Day yet. I guess the Z4s are having the day off, so the Aston Martins are here to torture me now? Is that what's going on here? The car is handling noticeably better, and despite having to deal with the Asshole-ton Martin, that will still be marginally faster. I have no steering. Thank you, car. And that's something I thought I would get away from is then back on my diffuser. And I'm gaining nothing on these other cars. And barely keeping these behind me. I need the rain or the water on the track to go away, and I need it to go away now. Or at least as soon as it physically can, which isn't very soon because you can still see the moon over there. The sun is rising on the opposite side, but I don't know if it'll rise soon enough. And unless I get A, the pit stop of a lifetime, and B, like, incredible pace when the track is not wet, I don't see myself getting anywhere near those two Renaults up there. I might, if the situation is perfect, I might get near that Mercedes in third, but that might be the limit. Finally got through there fast. Is it getting foggy now? Rhetorically, obviously. That is painfully obvious that it is getting rather foggy. Is it fog or is it haze? Oh, it's hazy. So it's basically just fog for the late afternoon, but we're in the early morning. And apparently the haze has actually made the color grade brighter, despite there being no more sun than there was before. We have 7 minutes to go. Lap time is getting really fast, verging nearly on what you'd run in the dry. Yeah, the sun is getting up there now, but I think it's a day late and $1 short as far as for the track getting dry enough for the slicks, or if it does. Alright, me, there we go. Can't do that because there's people sitting right in front of me. Okay, now I suddenly don't look so trustworthy because I've run into the same car twice. I'm in 10th place. Probably not even faster than the AI back here because the water is bad and it won't go away. I have absolutely no steering whatsoever. This car just is not listening to me. Since if the water isn't gone by the end of this or the next lap, there really isn't any point at all in stopping. And clearly, I need to, because... No, get out! I'm losing more than I'm gaining this way. This is probably the stupidest decision I've ever made in my life. But I'll probably end up back there in last anyway if I hit another puddle as it is. So... yeah, I thought about my choice now, and I have absolutely screwed myself. I made a rash choice based on what was happening with the car just not wanting to listen to me. Now, Rain isn't going anywhere, and neither was I. And now I am like 30 seconds away from anyone, and probably still on the inferior tires. The car is more responsive this way, but I have a lot of ground to make up and no time to make it up in, so unless the AI decide to all pit right now, at the end of this lap, thinking that they can get away with it that way, I have basically just committed vehicular suicide. And Bedlam has also probably just thrown away the opportunity to get the information from this guy. Because I don't think I would really trust this myself, and I can't imagine he would if he's a legend that he's half the legend he claims to be. And of course, if any of us know Bedlam, we both know that he is being part of the Golden Tetrad, is a very by-the-book type driver. So even though his race is doomed, he still knows it's his fault. He's not going to try and cheat to fix the problem. He's a little pushy, yes, but pushy and illegal are very different things. The car actually feels perfectly drivable, and I imagine this lap will probably be faster than the last. But with the race only being 25 minutes rather than if it were, say, half of an hour, then I'd be completely set. But as I say that, I just totally don't even make that turn at all. Yeah, even with me missing those turns, this lap is going to be 3 or 4 seconds faster than the last one. The puddle there is actually gone. It's not race over based on the fact that the other cars at the front finished the lap before the time ran out, but this is definitely the last one, and I'm, while fast, still 20, 30 some seconds away from 13th place. Had the race gone on a little longer for the rain to completely dissipate and the water to be off the track, this would have been an absolutely genius idea. And I'd probably be in the lead when they pit. Well, not probably, definitely be in the lead when they pit. It's just a matter of the puddles didn't go anywhere. There was no sun to get rid of them. And they're still there to the end of the race, This lap might be in the 2-minute 00 or 2:00 region. But fastest laps don't give you anything in this series. So maybe in due time we may find out if this burnout character actually views us as trustable individuals. Maybe he likes a guy that takes risks, because Bedlam definitely tried one here and it just didn't go anywhere. In another lifetime, that would have probably worked perfectly, and Bedlam would have won the race from an outlying strategy call. But here, it got me last by like 20 some seconds. That massive lake on the inside of that turn never actually went away at all. The disappointed Bedlam must now return to the pits and accept the fact that he probably just threw away our only chance of getting out of here. Harsh driving, rash decisions, and wasted opportunity of probably a somewhat winnable race. If I had just gotten ahead of my opponents, and then made no mistakes after I stayed ahead of those Rhino cars, but I just couldn't see the puddles. First over the cars, and then over the track conditions. However, on the other hand, Danny has beaten him. So while he may not trust Bedlam, maybe he'll trust Danny? Depends on what he did to get there. Of course, if Danny decided to wreck multiple cars to get himself to that spot. No, I don't think anybody would other than a serial killer. Is this pickle guy randomly, rapidly waves his hand at me even though I'm already in the spot. So that is all for this episode of the Time Loop. Maybe next time. You can see the best lap was crushing what the opponents were doing. So next time I might actually win the race, who knows? Or at the very least, not last.